After winning 41 games 2 seasons ago, the Blazers surprised a lot of people as they were the 3rd seed in a tough Western Conference. Damian Lillard had one of his best seasons, C.J. McCollum played like an all-star, and a number of key role players stepped up and provided much-needed help for the 2 best players on the team. At one point, this team was 22-21 and went on a crazy second-half run and finished with a 49-33 record. But this team will be defined by how they laid an egg in the playoffs. It's bad enough to get swept. It's even worse when you had home court advantage. The Pelicans outplayed them in every aspect of the game. I even wondered a couple times during the series, how did the Blazers even win 49 games? It's like all that hard work and accomplishments during the regular season were irrelevant. Even though they had role players that stepped up last year, for the Blazers to come back better, they need to step it up even more. From the veterans to the young guys. They have to bounce back, or this team won't be the same team next season. Despite having an awful playoff series, Damian Lillard still had an unbelievable year. He was first team All-NBA and deserved it. One of the clutchest players in the league, averaged around 27 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal per game, shooting 44% from the field and 36 from 3. I would say it was Dame time during the regular season, but not the playoffs. Jrue Holiday should motivate Damian to come back an even better player. Lillard is a tough competitor, and he won't go down without a fight. I believe he will come back and redeem himself. His sidekick C.J. McCollum had another all-star level season, and he played all but 1 game last season. And that 1 game was a suspension for leaving the bench in the preseason game during the altercation. McCollum dropped a career-high 50 points against the Bulls when Damian was out due to injury. C.J. has some of the best handles in the league. He can score from anywhere and can score on anybody. What holds this duo back is their defense. Neither one are known for their defense. A lot of people, including myself, expected a bigger jump in stats for Jusuf Nurkic. Many people thought that Nurkic could eventually be the missing piece for the Blazers. He did have his best season as a pro last season, but I expected more. But the thing is, he only played 26 minutes a game, and that is probably due to how the game is played right now. Given how big he is and how fast the game is, Nurkic has to get in better shape to keep up so he can play more minutes. But he did play great on defense last year. He had 21 games where he had 3 or more blocks and 30 games where he had 10 or more rebounds, which shows you what kind of presence he had in the paint. The Blazers had to re-sign Nurkic this offseason, and they did. They even signed him to a team-friendly contract. I thought there was a chance that Nurkic could be making around $20 million a year for the next 4 or 5 years. But the Blazers signed him to a 4-year, $48 million contract. One of those young guys that need to take another step is last year's 10th overall pick, Zach Collins. He didn't do too much in the first half of the season last year, but he eventually started to put up solid numbers. Collins is a versatile player who can score in the post, shoot from deep, pass, and block shots. He certainly can fill up a box score. I believe head coach Terry Stotts could put Collins in the starting lineup at power forward next to Nurkic. He is versatile enough offensively for those 2 players to be able to play together. Collins' ability to guard forwards on the perimeter will determine if Collins and Nurkic can coexist defensively. Shabazz Napier and Pat Connaughton showed up and played great down the stretch last season, but the Blazers didn't re-sign them, and now needs other players to step up. One of those players could be newly signed Seth Curry. If it feels like you haven't seen Seth in a while, it's because he missed the entire season last year with a stress fracture in his left leg. There was an Instagram video of Curry playing 5-on-5 for the first time in around 10 months. His outside shooting and scoring will be needed off the bench. But there's one player in particular who I believe should be given a chance to get legit minutes this season, and that's former first-round pick Wade Baldwin IV. He was released by the Grizzlies after 1 season. The Grizzlies are known for not developing first-round picks, and Baldwin is another example. He has always been a defensive player, but he has shown he can play on offense as well. He was signed to a 2-way contract last October and signed a full NBA contract in March. You could say that Baldwin was the best player on the Blazers Summer League team, the team that won the Summer League championship. If it's one thing the Blazers need, it's great defense from the guard spot, and Baldwin can provide that. He is 6'4" with long arms and is physically gifted, and he's probably motivated to prove the Grizzlies and the rest of the NBA that he can play in this league. The Blazers had a top 10 defensive team last season. but many of their best defenders are big men or wing players. Baldwin can bring great defense at the guard position. Him and Seth Curry could be a good backcourt duo off the bench. It's not crazy to think by the end of the season, Damian Lillard or C.J. McCollum could be in another uniform. The Blazers drafted combo guard Anthony Simons with the 24th pick this year. He's more of a project at this stage, but you can envision him being a hell of a scorer in this league in the future. He is also 6'4" with long arms, and he's athletic and can score on all three levels. If this season doesn't go as planned and the Blazers fail to make the playoffs, I could see one of the two stars being traded, as that will open up the door for Anthony Simons to be groomed as the next franchise player for the Blazers. Ultimately, I see the Blazers not living up to expectations, and in a tough Western Conference, I have the Blazers missing the playoffs, and they will more than likely trade either CJ or Dame next summer.